I'm Pat Dower, Chairman of the Tenchfishers. I'm just going to show you through a few items I use in my tench fishing. Some of these will be really popular with other anglers, some of the ones that are very particular to me. First of all, show you some hooks that are very, very popular for tench fishing. Gardner Target specialist range, really nice, go 14, 12, 10s, cover most of your tench fishing there, barbed, micro barbed I should say, and barbless. And then recently, last couple of years, I started using talon tips, which are absolutely fantastic hooks. They're really, really sharp, really, really strong. They only go down to a size 10. If they did them in a 12, I would certainly use them as well. But Gardner are actually now a new sponsor of the Tenchfishers and produce a lot of really good specialist gear for tench and for other species as well. Going up from that, a few of the hook link materials I like. I use mono a lot, so £10 Gardner Hydroflow is lovely and it's stretchy and robust, but is supple enough to give you a nice presentation. When I want a bit more sort of resilience in my rig, something a bit stiffer and take more punishment, I find, you know, Fox Illusion fluorocarbon. It's not as stiff as some fluorocarbons, it's a really nice compromise, but tough as boots, so when you've got lots of weed, that's a good one to use. If I find myself using Braid, this ESP anchor braid in £15, nice and supple, very good on short rigs. If you want a coated braid, which you can then strip off, I've been using this, is recommended by some of the tench fishers for me, and I like this a lot. It's again very, very strong, very easy to work with, and you can strip the coating off and then you've got the supple exposed braid at the end. A recent discovery for me is this rig putty from One More Cast. I find it sticks much better to my rigs if I'm looking to pin it down and get the rig that'll straighten out nicely and not tangle on the cast. This stays input much better than some of the other putties that I've used. So we use helicopter rigs a lot in tench fishing and crucians and roach as well. So the Tenchfishers done a lot of work on rig safety recently, and what that means, that's when, should you suffer a mainline breakage, that the fish can escape and is not tethered to the feeder or the lead that you're using. So the crucial part of that is the top stop in the rig. So I don't know if you can see this, but this is a bank tackle chod bead, and it's a little stem with a fixed base and a bead which escapes off the top there. So you've got your swivel sitting on there, and that swivel can pop off with the bead and fly up the main line, and the fish can escape and hopefully get rid of it. One that I've used for a number of years is a quarter line saver bead. So your swivel sits onto the taper part against the shoulder, and that is held in place by I get a tapered tungsten bead, thread that onto the line. I haven't got a swivel on it, but your swivel will be trapped between the top bead there, but that top bead pulls off super easy and the fish can escape it in the event of a line breakage, which does happen from time to time. So I no longer use, and tench fishers hardly anyone will ever dream of using a float stop now as the top stop, because they do grip the line too hard, and the thought of tethering a specimen tench or roach or carp or anything is not a good one. The other thing I would like to say is carry lots of tools and duplicates of those tools for the different things that you need to do on the bank. So baiting needles, disgorgers, scissors, things like that. I've probably got 3 baiting needles, different sorts here. 4 actually, I lied. And if you lose your baiting needle in the middle of a session, you are stuffed. latch needles. A big one for threading PVA bags onto hook links, little ones for threading other things. So they have a little latch there, and very, very useful. So 2 or 3 of those. At least 2 pairs of scissors. 3 disgorgers, plus my forceps. That is a great item for tying loop tie, a really, really strong figure of 8 loops, super quick, super consistent. If you want to do loops of different sizes, this little tool, I think it's Preston Innovations, you slide the loop onto the prongs and you can size it to the gap between the prongs. Really, really useful when you're trying to refine your tackle. A bait drill. Nice if you're using quite soft boilies. You're not splitting the boilie with the baiting needle, you just drill a nice little hole through there. So I always carry lots of those. So I'd like to just show you some of the feeders that I'm using currently at the moment. So really, really handy feeder, all-round feeder is a combi feeder from Coram, come in different weights. This is a medium. And the nice thing about this, with nice big holes, is you can fill them with ground bait, you can fill them with maggots, particularly if you tape them up, or you can fill them with chopped worm. It's a great all-round feeder. The one thing about them is they have the aerodynamics of a house brick. So if you're fishing at longer range, yeah, I think it's good to have other choices. So if I'm using maggots, the Drennan feeder bomb, you'll see with the aerodynamic shape and the weight concentrated in the base, that really does cast very well indeed, and also doesn't get blown off course in a crosswind as well. So that's a great feed, and they again come in different sizes. And for ultimate distance, the window feeder is a fantastic tool. This is actually a Preston one, again different sizes and weights. So I find a large one in 60 or 75 grams goes like a bullet, and you can put your loose feed in there, cap it off with a bit of ground bait, and they work an absolute treat. Okay, now you've seen some of the components of the tackle. This is what it looks like all set up. So for a heli rig, feeder on the end of the line with a quick change clip in there so I can swap between feeders. Then threaded up the line I have the helicopter part. So the beauty of this is you can be really tangle free because of that free rotation there. Another important thing, it's held on this little bead, but should a fish get tethered with this getting stuck, the fish can pull free. That bead frees up the line and the swivel travels off, and the main line, if it gets broken, it's not holding the fish stuck. Then a short hook link, that's sort of 18 cents, a bit crinkled now, you can probably see in the camera, so that needs changing really. And then a size 10 talon tip, Gardner talon tip hook, 3 maggots, and I've got a fake maggot threaded onto the shank of the hook. That gives a little bit of extra attraction and also seems to increase the hooking properties of the rig as well. Right, I hope that was useful. Do check out the other videos on Tenchfishers TV and the information on the Tenchfishers website. All sorts of hints and tips for fishing for tench and other species too. And consider getting involved, consider joining the Tenchfishers and contributing to the long-term development of tench fishing for the price of the cost of a day ticket on many a fishery in this country.